All right, so in this video, we'll be talking about lead generation with forms. So, forms is basically the most common way for collecting person's information. So, here we have a contact us, there we have a form which we can use as an example. So, a form is just a widget that you can add anywhere on any page. So, you can create a custom page for collecting information, or here, because we already have a contact us page, we can use this one. So the idea behind it is that you can have different fields inside. So you can double click, you can see all the fields inside your form. And you can customize those. So you can click on the pencil and see what exactly other information you can add, like a placeholder. You can map this field to a CRM, meaning that this name in particular will be matched with a name inside the CRM. So you have and create a contact there. So it's really cool, and you can also have it as a required field. So the person has to fill this field. They cannot continue without filling it. Email is, of course, this is the most common thing. This will identify and create an actual customer property inside the contacts. That's like a unique identifier for your users that you generate. So email is really very important. By default, all these forms actually come with it. Then you can add things like phone if it is important for you, or any other type of a thing. So, for example, you want people to add their city as well. You can add this field, so you can have it here, and you can also add accepting terms and conditions. For example, that they accept you having their information. That's for privacy policy, etc. So you can add that option as well. So they cannot continue without checking this option. So here we have edit, and you can adjust here the text, and you can actually link to a page that you may have created for terms and conditions. So you can just link here to that specific page. If you don't have such page, just leave it blank and create that page here very simply. Here we can create a new page for our terms and conditions. We can do it as an empty page. Let's call it terms and conditions. Add a blank page like this. And here we can organize it. So here we can simply add a headline. Let's cover terms and conditions. And we can add some spacing. So you can drag here the handles. This is very important to create a really good design, to create spacings. And then you can add the text section. So just here you can paste some terms and conditions that you have or generated, and that's it. You have created a terms and condition page that you can link to. So now let's go back to the contact us page, and here inside in the accept terms, we can now link to the terms and conditions by clicking on the link and selecting the new page that we just created. That's it. This is how simple it actually was to create it. And again, don't forget to save changes. Other cool things, because this is a kind of a pretty tall form, you can actually make the fields to be halfway so that you kind of make it more narrow like this. So they'll go next to each other like this in the design. And you can fully customize your form. So you can also style the fields, how they look, the font size, all these things you can adjust easily. So let's make it some more fun. For example, the border radius you can adjust, maybe make it something like this. So you can play around and create whatever design you like for your forms. And you have settings. So this is very, very important. Here, you can have and list the emails that you want to notify when somebody submits this form. So you can add one email or multiple emails by listing them with a comma. So if you want, you can list more. And important parts here are that you can then show a message after they submit the form, or you can go to a custom page. So you can easily do that by selecting a custom page, and then from here you can select to which page you want to go. So if you don't have such page, you can just again save it, create a page, and go back and relink it there. And there is another cool option here, is that you can tag all your users. So this way you know that all the users coming from this form are people who are actually coming from this form. So you can add a tag to the user. So here, let's say we want to call it contact us user, for example. So now we create a tag and we know that any user that with this tag came from this particular form. So this is a really cool way to know exactly where people are coming from, because you may have a different way of generating leads. Maybe you have some kind of a different campaign, different form. This way you can know that right away. And very important, very, very important is that you can connect this form now to send all the people who submitted, not only to the contacts, but also to the email marketing. So you can add them to a list. So here, by selecting a list, we don't have any by default. So you can click add a list. Let's call it contact us. So that's our default list. And just click on confirm. And now everybody that submits this form, they'll not only be added to the CRM, they'll also be added as a subscriber to a list called Contact Us. So they will start filling that list, and then later on, you can start sending blasting emails and campaigns to that users, and actually do automations too. So I will show you that, of course, in another video. But yeah, this is it. This is how simple it was to modify this whole thing. And let's test it out. Let's actually see submitting this form and what actually happens. So here we can add some name to it, some email, which is not important. Let's add some phone. City is not required. We didn't add it as required, so we can just add some notes here. And as you can see, we cannot continue if we don't check this accept terms and conditions. So make sure that you check it here, and we can now submit this form. So this will go to the thank you page like we have it set up. So thank you for submitting. And actually here we have the name of the user. So this is really cool. We didn't put anything cool for a username, but this was what we added. So this is a really cool way to personalize your thank you pages. After somebody submits, you can actually display the information that they filled in, like the name. So this is it's a really cool touch and that we have. And here you have some call to action. So after they did some action, which is they submitted the form, you can also ask them to do something else afterwards. Maybe whatever that is. Again, I'm just giving you some examples. Maybe joining your Facebook group or following you somewhere in social media. For example, you can add some call to action here, or to go somewhere else into your website. These are just, again, examples for things that you can do. And what happened here? What did we do? So we submitted this form. So we generated a lead. So this was the idea of our page. And now if you go into contacts, you'll see that we have just created a contact. Well, actually, the platform created it after the person submitted. So you can see now information about this user. You can see exactly when they came here. You can see the tag. This is a tag that we created. So now you can see that this person came from there. And you can see information about them that you've submitted. And you can see the form. So you can see exactly what kind of information they submitted here. So this is a really cool way to keep track. And if they submit different forms, you will see all of them here. So this is very, very useful. You can see other things like orders and marketing, but currently because they don't have anything, they don't have anything here. And you can go back and see all the users there. But not only that, in the email marketing automations, now we have one subscriber. Yes, so one person was added to a list, which you can actually start emailing. So if we go to list and subscribers, you'll see that user is also added as a subscriber there in the list that we have created, Contact Us. So you can actually now start blasting emails to that user. Yes, it's that cool. And you can see information about that user, 0 emails that are being sent, and which list they're being added to. So this is really an easy way to navigate here. So yeah, this is exactly what happened. We just submitted this user, and that created a profile for them. And this is the forms. This is basically what they do. They help you generate those leads, and you have all this information, and you can start blasting emails and actually send them through automation. So not only that, but you can create like whole flows through which the person can go through. So this is really cool way to send them, for example, a whole chain of different emails after they submit a form. But again, we have a dedicated video on email marketing and all the things that you can do there. And lastly, about the forms, you have the ability to create different properties. This is important because these properties are the things that are associated with a specific user in your CRM. So here you can create whatever properties you want. So let's say that you want to collect age and you want that to be assigned to all the users. So here you can just add age. You can make it a number because age is usually a number. And you can have it available in the forms. And you can click on Save Property. That's it. Now, you can go into the contacts and you can see that now people have the ability for age. And this would be available as a field now inside the forms. So when somebody submits it, you can have the age being filled in for each user. You can also see the terms. They're already yes. So this indicates that that person, actually, they wouldn't be able to submit the form at all without having the terms clicked anyways. But yeah, this is it. These are what the forms are. They allow you that you can have them anywhere, collect the information as big as you want it to be, and you can see that information for each user inside, and you can send them to your email marketing, and you can start blasting the emails and do really cool things there as well. So I hope that you enjoyed, and in the next video, we'll be discussing about appointments of actually having events, connecting your calendars, and accepting appointments from your users.